when you think about the program that you head up with Chase Bank, how did that come about? Just give me the backstory of one, how you found your way into financing at Chase Bank, and
Mhm.
then how did this responsibility land on your plate?
Absolutely. So I've always had a passion, honestly, for serving the community, community development. And throughout my career, I kind of progressed from working in commercial real estate to working in nonprofit and youth development. So I had a track record. I coached Little League baseball once I left college for 7 years. I was always in this kind of mentorship space. And a colleague of mine, introduced me to an opportunity that the bank was doing that, was having a positive effect on the Black and brown community, but more specifically young men of color. And I thought that this was my ticket. Like, this was something that I had dreamed of, being in a corporate environment, but still having a positive impact on young men of color and then Black and brown communities. So I jumped at the opportunity just because I knew it was something fresh, something new. And JP Morgan Chase was honestly at a place where instead of giving grant dollars to a particular organization to affect disadvantaged communities, and more specifically young Black and brown young men, they wanted to do something in-house, which spurred out the program, the Fellowship Initiative, which we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. But this was something that the bank wanted to have an impact on the Black and brown communities, which I was very blessed to be a part of, like the second cohort. But during that time, like, we've expanded just from out of New York to currently now 7 different markets. So we have the program in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Dallas, with the expansion cities to Oakland, Houston, and DC. So obviously, JP Morgan Chase sees the value in supporting youth development, supporting workforce, and more specifically, young Black and brown young men who's face so many challenges, in the world, and more specifically in our nation. I think that, over the last, 2 to 3 years, there's been so much with, police brutality and, all the other things that have affected, young Black men and young brown men, that, to have a company like JP Morgan Chase to have, to want to invest and to change the rhetoric of, instead of having a negative impact, a positive impact, but more so providing resources to support these young men, kind of transitioning and navigate through high school into college, and then potentially entering the workforce with these specific skill sets. So I was just, blessed to be a part of this, this journey, and, trying to do as much as I can to positively impact the communities that I'm really passionate about, which is my own community.
Go to core-mag.com to subscribe. You do not want to miss the featured stories in Core Magazine.